Hi, I'm Neil Sackmary.
Hi, I'm State Trooper Sean Hagstrom with the Nevada State Police Highway Patrol Division, PEIO. Please stay tuned for the next episode of Trooper Talk.
And together, we can make a difference. Here we are live at the 360 Vegas studios for this edition of the 150th episode of Trooper Talk. We have the Major here, we have Sandy here, and we have Trooper Hagstrom. I thank you so much, for taking the time to come here. I appreciate it very, very much. Every time that Johnny and I come to Southern Command, when we started the Trooper Talk, and we would come there, and you would have the promotion ceremonies or things like this. It wouldn't make a difference. I would always say to you, do you mind for a little interview? And we would get an interview like this with our little Trooper Talk thing. And you always opened up to us. And you always said, we appreciate you. And, I'm here for you. And the troopers are here for you. And so, one of the things that I want people to know is that when they come to that promotion ceremony, and you have the command staff there, and that room is filled, and they're filled with all different people from the Nevada State Police family, you can feel the energy in the room that everyone is there, and they're there because the leadership of what you provide in that Southern Command area. So I'd like to start off today with saying to you that we appreciate you, and that we appreciate being allowed to do the Trooper Talk, but it comes under your leadership and your guidance. And so talk to us about that.
Yeah, I think, first of all, congratulations on 150 episodes, and thank you for allowing us to highlight all the other divisions, allowing us to use this as a recruiting platform with Officer McClarty, and for highlighting some of the incredible people that work within our organization. But I think being part of those promotional ceremonies, hopefully you see that we celebrate our people. We celebrate those little achievements, and there's nothing more rewarding as now the major of this division than to promote somebody to lieutenant who you knew as a trooper or a sergeant way back when. And you've seen it. You've seen it on the podium there. It's hard to hide emotion sometimes, but thank you for being by our side, and for allowing us to highlight some of the incredible work that's being done throughout our entire organization, and not just the Highway Patrol.
Yeah, and it's cool because we have Trooper Hagstrom come on, and we have Officer McClarty come on from Parole and Probation, and the Deputy Chief said to me, a long time ago, we'll have somebody there, we'll make sure somebody's there so we can always talk about this, and it's fantastic, and so it's an amazing agency, and it's an amazing family, and so we want good people that want to join. We get the update from Officer McClarty of how many people are joining every week. Trooper and I, we laugh, but it's the truth. We want more people to join because of the tremendous family that you're in charge of.
Yeah, and I'm fortunate, and you said it a couple times. Family is not just a cool slogan or a bumper sticker for us. I think we take a lot of pride in the fact that we're still a small enough agency where I know my people. I know their families. They're not just a number, or I have an involvement in watching them grow and develop as not just a cop, but as a father or a mother, and that's powerful. And we've never lost sight of that. So I think you've done a pretty good job of highlighting that aspect of our agency, and we genuinely care about our people.
Yeah. And Sandy, now, one of the things is that you get an opportunity to go and do presentations at Southern Command. we have had officers, the troopers come on here, right, Trooper Hagstrom, that they were Trooper of the Year, right? He had the most DUIs. I think it was like 221 or something in the year. You know what I mean? But when it comes to an agency, they're the Nevada State Police. One of the things as being a civilian is that you're able to do things and highlight the achievements of some of these troopers in order to stop or try to stop, right? And you're out there all the time, you know, about the impaired driving, the speeding, the reckless driving, the distracted driving, you know, all these things. And so everyone has the utmost respect for you and your agency.
Thank you. That's very kind of you to share that with me, Neil. I appreciate that. And first, let me say as well, on behalf of Stop DUI, congratulations on your 150th episode. We're so proud of you and all that you've done over those 150 episodes to promote and support our Nevada State Police. And when we have the opportunity and privilege to show our appreciation to these troopers for what they do every single day to keep all of us safe, it's an honor for us to do that. And we always we want them to know how much we appreciate what they're doing for us every single day.
And some people do what they do because of a loss in their family, right? Others don't, but they still have the same mission. And so the mission of your agency is what?
Well, the first mission of our agency, of course, is to provide assistance and support for the innocent victims of DUI crashes. And equally important is to support our law enforcement agencies. And of course, to provide public awareness and alternatives to driving under the influence. That's included in all the programs that we present. And you know, when you were talking earlier about, or Kevin had mentioned about how gratifying it is to see someone actually rise to a higher level within the organization. When I met this man, he was a trooper. He was a trooper, and then I had the privilege, all of these years to watch him go from a trooper to a sergeant, to a lieutenant, to a captain, and now a major. And he has been there with incredible support for our organization. He doesn't know the word no. He doesn't know how to say no. And then of course with this last year, having the privilege of meeting Sean and everything that he's doing to bring awareness, to every traffic safety issue that we have out there, and he's been amazing as well. When he became the public information officer, he said, "I've never done this before." I tell you what, he took to that like a fish to water.
Sandy, let me tell you, you took the words out of my mouth. When he came here for the first time, right, and it was like, okay, thank you very much for being a critical Phil. Thank you very much for coming back. And oh, by the way, we're throwing you into this spot. And oh, by the way, we're just letting you know that Neil does this TV show, and you need to go on it and promote and talk. And the thing is that you have risen to what you do now. And so there are times that you have to get woken up in the middle of the night, or you have to do things, or I talk to you on the phone and you're like, let me tell you something. I'm going here. I'm driving here. The other day I went outside at the store and I got a beep, beep, beep. And I looked over and there was a state police, a cruiser right on the roadway. And he's like, "I'm driving back from the school right now. I miss Trooper Talk, but I just wanted to say hello." What makes Trooper Talk is someone that is dedicated and that gives up their time to ensure the safety and everything like that. And so we started off having you on there, and now we've added Officer McClarty on there. And it's a really fantastic mix, because we're able to talk about the Nevada State Police, we're able to talk about the troopers, and we're able to talk about parole and probation, and now we're able to talk about the recruitment. And under your leadership, Major, we talk about the dispatchers every single week because we're trying to get more dispatchers and we're trying to get more civilian staff that want to come and join the Nevada State Police, not as a sworn officer, but in a civilian side.
Absolutely. And Neil, I just want to say, hey, congratulations on the 150th. Amazing. Almost 3 years of shows, and your community involvement is just a basic like community relations throughout it all, because you're allowing us as a state agency to educate not only the motoring public, but what we do as an agency and all the other law enforcement agencies within the valley. So I just want to say a heartfelt thank you for all you do for Trooper Talk. So we're constantly always looking for people to join our team. Like we've already talked about it numerous times about how we're family. We take care of each other. And if you're looking to possibly, if you want to be just in the civilian field and be part of like law enforcement, or actually a law enforcement officer or parole probation, go to nevadastatepolice.com. We're always looking for highly motivated people to be part of our team.
Yeah, and we do the videos now for the recruitment, and we do the critical fill where you and Officer McClarty on there, and it's really important. And when you go to any one of the promotional ceremonies, I come back to the fact that you always recognize the significant other, because to be in this line of work is not easy. You know, when Officer McClarty comes and he talks, and we talk about the recruitment, and he says, listen, I try to have a meeting and talk to the significant other so that they know that during the recruiting part that there's going to be a lot of long nights of studying, and there's going to be things that they're not going to be able to do because this is the career path. And so, but the best part about it is that once they've made that decision and they move forward, they find out that all these doors are open. And so if they want to stay with being a trooper, or they want to go to parole and probation, or they want to go to any of these agencies, it's all within the same agency, and they're permitted to do that.
Yeah, and that's one of the things. You don't have a successful law enforcement career, or probably any career, without a real supportive home life. So we've always gone out of our way to recognize the significant others, because without their sacrifices along the way, you don't have a person retire after 25 successful years, or you're not able to promote somebody to the rank of sergeant without that supportive spouse at home. So it's whether you're, and we've talked a lot about parole and probation and highway patrol and dispatch now, but we've got several other divisions, investigations, state fire marshals. We've got the Office of Traffic Safety. We're just a pretty good collective of very professional people, but we've never lost sight. And when we say family, that includes your spouse or your significant other, the person. We preach about finding that delicate balance between work and home, and we support people in trying to find that balance and not getting too far removed from those things that bring them enjoyment. So we're pretty proud of the work that we've done, and it's I'm 21 years in. I know Captain McDaniel is 24 and some, and we still come to work smiling every day. I still get to come to work every day after 21 years. It's an amazing feeling.
It's funny is that I think Trooper Hagstrom said something to me maybe like a couple weeks ago or something, like he was going to talk to you or something. He's like, "Yep, he's probably at the office," and the other morning or the other night, I sent you a text, and then you wrote back, "Yep, Murdy on my evening meetings." You know what I mean? At like 7 o'clock, but it takes that, because you have to show that you do that, so when someone is there, they want to rise to that level of the same. I come back to the fact that when Officer McClarty was talking about the part of the academy or maybe you said it to me. It was one of you two, and they talked about if one string is off, that it starts with one string. So if one string is off on your uniform, you might forget your book one day or forget something, and so it starts with that. And I come back to the fact that that's something that you're able to provide to anyone that is joining, because they see that from you.
Well, thank you. It's never been lost on me that when they shoot me a text or a phone call at whatever hour, they're requesting some information from the Highway Patrol, who I'm very, very proud to represent. So, yeah, there's been some, from those long nights, though, come the most rewarding bonds and friendships. And Sandy and I go back now 21 years.
We sure do.
She knew me when I could part my hair in the middle. So, but
That was my next question. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, so gladly go to those meetings and gladly represent, hopefully in a positive light, the Nevada Highway Patrol and the state police. But it's been an honor for me as well.
So Sandy, he had hair back then?
Yes, he did.
All right, so
yes, he did.
So you see someone now, which is very interesting. I never knew this. You see someone now rise from a trooper up to the highest of the command staff. And usually people walk away because they've changed or they're not like that. And so to see someone progress in life and progress in work and still have those same ethics and be able to provide, again, we've shown when you were on the Trooper Talk a couple weeks ago where, you gave out the handcuffs and all that type of stuff, right? You take the time because the leadership allows you to, because it's so important, because we have to keep hammering out the message, because tell us how many people are going to lose their life today. You know what I mean? Give us some of those stats.
Well, actually, by midnight tonight, 749 men, women, and children will have been killed and injured in alcohol-related crashes somewhere across this country. And again, the sad news is that our state, Nevada, has contributed significantly to those deaths and injuries, people driving under the, and that's just alcohol. That doesn't include prescription drugs, it doesn't include marijuana, it doesn't include the other illicit drugs. That's just alcohol alone. And the really, really sad news about that, Neil, is that after midnight tonight, it'll start again. It'll go tomorrow and the next day and the next day. And the big question is, who are these people? By the time, by the time we finish this show today, 2 more people will have been killed and 30 more injured in alcohol-related crashes. So we have such a huge problem. And that's why it's so gratifying for us to be able to have the opportunity to thank our troopers for what they do to help us reduce those numbers, reduce that carnage. And Kevin, for one, well, all of them, I can say, my own personal experience with every trooper I've ever known, they have a very, very special passion. They have a very special passion. And Kevin, for 21, he's never lost that. He's never taken his eye off the goal. And of course, our goal is to save lives. And so that's why we are so thankful that we're allowed to even honor our troopers and for the work that they do and the sacrifices. People really don't understand the sacrifices that go in to having this type of career. I mean, it's a lot. And so it needs to be recognized and it needs to be honored. And we're going to do that for as long as we'll be allowed to do it.
Yeah, and they do. You know what I mean? I have the unique opportunity of not knowing him before he came, and we started developing a friendship when it came to the Trooper Talk. And one of the coolest things is that, we want to help Trooper Hagstrom and obviously the entire Nevada State Police, but it's very important. And one of the things that I learned yesterday when I was interviewing somebody for the Clark County School District Police was because he talked about the children and young adults that are learning to drive, they didn't know that NyQuil had alcohol in it.
Oh.
Right? And because he says that he starts his thing and he goes, how many people do drugs? And he said nobody raised their hand. And he goes, how many people take NyQuil? How many people take ibuprofen? How many people take Tylenol? Do you know what that does to you? And do you know that that might affect how you drive and things like that? And so that's something, as a Nevada State Police Highway Patrol trooper, that you deal with on a daily basis. And so it's very, very important that we do what we do. And so when it comes to the trooper talk, we talk about the seatbelts, we talk about the crosswalk safety, we talk about the speeding, we talk about the impairment, you know what I mean? We really talk about the distracted driving. Like, all these things are very important because we need to do everything we can to save lives, because people are not abiding by these laws. And, you know, just the other day I saw one of these cars, electric, blow past me at about 120, and you know the best part about it was, maybe 150 or 200 feet up the road, that car was pulled over by a state trooper.
Excellent.
You know what I mean?
That's good.
And we on Trooper Talk show the speeds that these people are driving in the 115, 120 mile an hour range. And so this is one of the things that is very important on the Trooper Talk.
And that's what's great about Trooper Talk too, is because not only educating the public, but we're able to actually show people and explain what is actually going on in the Vegas Valley. I mean, the distracted driving, the DUI, and we've talked numerous times, there's no excuse for driving impaired. I mean, we tell people, hey, it's okay if you want to go party or whatever, but plan ahead. Make sure that you have a designated driver, a taxi, bus, or somebody that's going to, or ride shares that are actually going to pick you up. So nowadays, there's just no excuse to even be driving impaired. And a lot of things happen other than impaired drivers. We're dealing with distracted drivers. You know, whatever takes something off your mind while you're driving, whether it's eating or on your cell phone or whatever, it just takes a matter of seconds before you can get in another crash. So this is one good thing about Trooper Talk, that we're able to educate the public daily, or actually weekly, I should say. But I think you air like a few times a week. But we're always putting that message out to assist the public. And the more that we can get that education out and educate people about, hey, this is what you should do ahead of time. You know, plan ahead. If you're going to go to this party and you plan on drinking or whatever, make those plans so you don't end up ruining somebody's life down the road. And that's what we're here to kind of explain to everybody, that we do care about everybody in the Valley. That's why we take this job and promote safety and make sure that everybody is safe in the entire Vegas Valley and throughout the great state of Nevada.
Yeah, and I want to end this segment with the fact that exactly what you just said, and we had unfortunate loss of a sergeant and a trooper because of someone who was driving impaired. And these are real life consequences that now someone is not going to grow up with a husband and a father, and I'm getting the chills because it's the truth. And so we don't want to have anyone have you make those decisions that, you know, like you have to go talk to somebody's family because of something that someone else caused. And so it's really important. We need to do everything we can because we don't want any more loss of life. And it's too short. And, you know, I come back to the Sergeant Abate and the Trooper Felix, who are just doing their job. And so we don't want people driving this way on the roadways. Right, Richard?
Yeah, I think I had the horrible honor, I guess, to spend last week in Washington, D.C. for National Police Week, where we memorialized that they were put on the Law Enforcement Officer Memorial Wall. And in addition with another trooper, Cliff Fontaine, who we lost to COVID a couple of years ago. So that relationship that we have, and we talk about the family aspect of our job and of this agency, but we had 3 families out there for Police Week in DC, and as we tape now, we've got the Southern Nevada Memorial coming up this evening. And I one of the proudest things that through all of this is that we would go around to briefings every day, and we would get face to face with our people and look them in the eye and make sure that they were okay, talk to them. But every person to a man was upset that they didn't find that drunk driver before the crash that killed Sergeant Abate and Trooper Felix. So it kind of refocused us and gave us an intense passion to go out and arrest DUI drivers. So as we approach the 100 deadliest days of the year, we're getting ready to start the summer, where we're going to have a lot more people on the road, a lot more visitors in town. We just ask that if you choose to make alcohol or drugs part of your day, do not get behind the wheel of a car. There's just too many options.
Yeah, and Trooper Fontaine, you know, I mean, he did so much not only for the Nevada State Police, but for the whole entire valley with what he did with the ambulance and everything like this.
Incredible man. He really was.
And so when it comes to people that work for the Nevada State Police, they're wonderful people, men or women, and they have dedicated their life to going out every single day and doing the best that they possibly can to, you know, enforce the laws and to get these people off the road, right?
Yep. I think everybody's got a kind of a renewed passion coming through the memorial stuff. It kind of had a tendency to refocus us, but everybody that works in whatever division you work for with the Department of Public Safety or the State Police, I think you understand and you're committed to that mission, and you understand whether you're a state trooper or whether you're a parole and probation officer, you understand what component you play in making people's lives better. And there's nothing better than getting out of bed every morning knowing that without a shadow of a doubt, I'm going to have a chance to have a positive impact on somebody's life that day. And it's huge. And I don't think our people don't lose sight of that. And the fact that they can go out there and every day make a difference is huge. And I couldn't be prouder to do what I do for a living.
Yeah. And you know, the thing is that, you know, it's very, very important because for you, Sandy, to be able to sit in between these two gentlemen,
An honor.
right, and know that they feel the same.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like they
Yeah.
have the same heart. And so, you know, what people don't realize from a civilian standpoint is what that badge means to them. And so from a civilian standpoint, right, we need to do everything that we can do to support, to show them we love them, to show them that they're doing a great job, and that, you know, we appreciate them for putting their life on the line every single day, not knowing that they may leave and something might happen and they might not be able to make it home. You know, for us as civilians, we might think about that, but that's the last thing on our mind.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And so talk to us about that.
And of course, you know, it's really always it makes you blatantly aware of when you have the privilege to go on a ride-along and you actually see what these troopers are dealing with in terms of how they put their lives at risk. I mean, I get so nervous when we pull up behind a car and the trooper gets out and walks. You don't know what's in that car. You have no idea what's in that car. And this is what they do. They do it every single day. And that's why it's so important for us as
Yes.
civilians
Yes.
to always let them know how much they are appreciated, to let them know what can we do? What can we do as civilians to help you, to support you, to get the message out there? What can our role be? And the Nevada State Police has been very generous in allowing us to participate in a lot of their their ceremonies and different things that they do, and also allowing us to put on special programs. We just did one, you know, for the Heroes in Handcuffs Award ceremony, which was incredible, just absolutely wonderful. And you know, I wanted to mention too, Neil, you know, we're coming up on Memorial Day.
Yes.
That's another very, very deadly holiday. And you had mentioned the 100 deadly days. That will kick off the 100 deadly days of summer, which goes from Memorial Day to Labor Day. And this is where we see a huge, huge spike in teenage fatalities, traffic fatalities, not just DUI, but distracted driving, speeding, all of these other things, okay? So we have to be really aware of that, and we always want to encourage our parents to have that talk with their child 16 years old, 15 and a half, however old they are when they're driving, to be aware of these traffic situations. So we're hoping that we can get through these 100 deadliest days of summer without any death or injury. But before we go, we have something for you.
I was just going to say, before you got done. So,
yes.
and very well spoken. I mean, she couldn't say it any better.
I
mean,
know. I was just gonna say
Yeah.
to her. So you know, I want you to do me a favor, and what I want you to look in that camera and talk to every single parent right now who's going to allow their young adult to go on the road and travel for the summer. You know, the guy yesterday said that in a car, if you put someone in the passenger seat, it's 50% more ready to get into into a crash, and if you put somebody in the back seat and the front seat, it's 250% more likely. And so I wanted you to look into that camera and tell everybody who's a parent, you know, to please just be mindful of their young adults as they travel on the roadways.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, we're going to have a lot of these young adults out there driving, and parents, please have that. It's a life-saving conversation is basically what it boils down to. And also, any parents out there that are interested in using our Contract for Life, it's a wonderful, wonderful little document where the parent and the student will sign. They'll promise each other that they'll be safe and under whatever conditions, if they need to get home, whatever the situation is, they need to be given home in a safe manner. So please talk to your children. Make sure that they have as much driving skills as possible before you give them that 3,000 or 4,000 or 5,000 pound vehicle that can definitely, in a heartbeat, turn into a very, very deadly weapon. So yeah, please do that, parents.
And Neil, can I add on too?
Yeah, sure.
Every month we do the Joining Forces, right? So Nevada Highway Patrol is going to be actively participating in the Joining Forces campaign May 13th through the 31st. And it's going to be the Click It or Ticket, which is going to be the seatbelt campaign. So I want parents to know that, hey, make sure if your teenagers are out there, make sure they're always buckling up. You know, still today we have one out of 10 drivers in America still don't use their seatbelt. And just for a statistic here, if you get in your car or truck every day and put that seatbelt on, you're going to reduce becoming a fatality by 50%. So that's major, and that's for like any crash. So we're just going to be out there. We're not out there just to write citations. This is a public safety message of keeping you safe. But you do have a choice. But the choices are you could get a citation, or you could possibly be a victim of injury or death. So please wear your seatbelt. And I always say mobile off and seatbelts on. So let's
Mobile off and seatbelt on.
absolutely.
What do you have there, Sandy?
Well, we have a little something for you. Do you want to give him the first?
Yeah, sure.
The first? But I don't think we can move because we're going to be
No, I'll get it.
detached.
Yeah, no, we're good.
Oh, we're good?
I'll get it.
Okay.
Because we can put it right up in front too. So.
Okay.
Says Trooper Hagstrom on there. That's very exciting.
Well, she delivered it to me at the office, so we talked about this. So, Neil, this is part of what Sandy wanted to have on your the glass table here, And she has a little deal. I got to pull out the
Yeah,
little plaque.
yeah.
There's a plaque in there too for DUI, but this is the DUI handcuffs.
Stop DUI, right, Sandy?
Yes, it does.
Yep.
And so I open this here. Wow, those are heavy. I've never held handcuffs in my life, nor do I ever want to. But I can only imagine being on the other side of that. You know what I mean? And people need to know that when they're in this, they're not moving. And so you
right.
don't want to be dismobilized. So stop DUI. Wow.
Yeah.
And then she also has the stop DUI that we'll put on the table with those cuffs.
Yes.
So we have that for every show. So
Yeah, you got your little keys in there in case you get yourself hooked up.
Right.
You can always call one of us.
Yeah, you can always tell. You know what I mean?
Right, right. And the troopers love these. All the police officers love to have
so
these.
do me a favor.
Yes.
So explain to everybody, you give these to the troopers, right?
We do.
Okay. So what I want people to know, because people might not understand what you just gave to Trooper Talk. So when the major and you put together a ceremony, right? Explain to us what it is that you do and that the troopers do with your Stop DUI handcuffs.
Well, when we have the ceremony, it's it's the same pair of handcuffs. The only difference in those handcuffs is that on the back side, it would have the name of a fatal DUI victim. That's what we do at the ceremonies. Now, those that just say Stop DUI are given to troopers and other police officers who excel, who really have the passion to go out there and make DUI arrests and get these potential killers off the road. And so when we learn of their ability to do that and what they've been able to do, we're happy to give them a pair of handcuffs. And I can tell you, they love those handcuffs. And I always tell them, when you click those on, I hear it. I can hear it clicking.
But you give them this for the inspiration.
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
Coming back to the same idea that we just talked a moment ago, right? Where is that they don't need motivation because they go out there every single day and they put themselves in harm's way, not knowing who is inside of a car, truck, whatever. But when they find somebody and they put these on there, the self-gratification that they saved someone's life on the roadway is tremendous.
So the ones that she gave out at the Heroes in Handcuffs, we've got people running around with the name on the back. It says Stop DUI on the front, but it says Sergeant Michael Abate on the back. And you want to talk about refocusing your attention on a daily basis? When you put those, you take your gun out of the safe, you click it in the holster, you put your handcuffs back in the case, and you just take that little glance down there, and you think, okay, tonight the life I might be saving would be this one. It's a good way to refocus our people on DUI enforcement and understanding that a DUI crash changes and affects lives and generations, and so to be able to refocus every day by seeing those handcuffs has proven to be big.
Yeah, tremendous.
And not only wonderful for the trooper or police officer who's receiving them, but for the family who's actually presenting them to that officer. It lets that family know that my loved one's name is going to be used every single day. It's going to help continue saving lives. Hopefully no other family will have to suffer what we have suffered. And so it serves two purposes, and it's a good thing, and we're just blessed, and we're so thankful that we can do that. We want to continue to do that and continue to show our support and whatever else that we can do to support our troopers.
I have the Sergeant Abate patches. I'll put some here. Again, we give them out to all the troopers that come, and we will put these right here, Sandy, and we will always have them. So that people know that they are always from you.
And we have a few other things for you, Neil.
Yes.
We want you to have our Stop DUI Caring Enough to Make a Difference challenge coin.
We're going to put that right with your handcuffs.
Because you know what? You have just been amazing, and we're just hoping that you will continue challenging and bringing awareness and education to all of your viewers and allowing all of our troopers to participate in this incredible show that you have.
We have to, Sandy. You know what I'm saying?
And we have this for you. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you,
Got it.
Sean.
What is this?
This is for you, Neil. this is for you. This is our Caring Enough to Make a Difference Appreciation Award, and we wanted you to have this in celebration of your 150th
Oh my God.
episode. So just know how much not only do we love and appreciate our
You make me
troopers,
cry, Sandy.
but we love and appreciate you as well for all that you've done to help everyone save lives.
Well, I appreciate this more than you realize. We're gonna hang this, and we're gonna do. We're gonna continue to do everything we can to stop people from doing that.
I don't know if you can get it.
Yes. We're gonna put that with our little handcuffs.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna make a little thing for that. And, thank you, Sandy. I appreciate
Oh
that
my
very
gosh,
much.
you're
This
more
is
than
fantastic,
welcome.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen and young lady. Thank you very much for coming on the show today. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you next week. Hopefully, we'll see each other soon, Major. I'll see you very soon, and again, thank you very much for everything and for allowing Johnny and I to always come and do the interviewing, and it's really important, and so I thank you very much.
Thanks to you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, thank you,
All right,
Neil.
we'll wave right here and we'll say goodbye, okay? All right, see you later.